Hello, I'm Baron Battlebred, the GM for Whispers in Regate, and welcome back. When we last left our group, they had a little argument, gone on a little adventure, flipped a switch, and found themselves at the bottom of a stone staircase.
What do we see around ourselves?
Roll me a perception check, and I will tell you what you see around yourself.
16.
You find yourselves in a short hallway leading to a slightly larger room that very clearly has another hallway conjunction off of it. You can gather from the information that you can see around you that you are somewhere in some type of labyrinth. The walls appear to be a heavily modified stone and metal construction. You can see that they are fully warded, lots of little glyphs and things carved into them.
This is a very expensive hallway.
It is. You guys find yourselves at the bottom of the staircase. What would you like to do now?
Is there light in this room? In the hallways?
There is no additional light, but there is a dim light shed by Elise's moonlit rapier.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to investigate the walls. Not for what you think. I'd like to see if I recognize the work on the wards and stuff to see if it's anybody that I know worked on these walls.
Oh, that was old Jimmy.
Yeah, okay.
Son of a gun, I wonder what he's doing.
Right. So roll an investigation. We'll see if you recognize the warding work of anyone you know.
14.
All right. In the dim light, you run your hand over some of this work, some of the wards, and you find that while some of them are chiseled very finely into the stone bit, you find that about half of them on the metal work that should be stamped are actually just painted. And you go, Thalion's slacking again. He was in a rush to get the job done, and you know that
Thalion's work.
It's a good job, but it's definitely not his best.
These walls are definitely solid, but yeah, this is definitely Thalion's work.
Is that a friend of yours?
I don't know. Let me ask the universe. Is he a friend of mine?
He is a competing co-worker. You wouldn't say that he was a friend, but he's not technically an enemy.
I wouldn't say that he's a friend, but he's technically not an enemy either.
Good to know. Good to know.
But this is definitely his work, and his work is rather subpar, but still very good.
It's definitely mid-level work. It looks like top-level work, but it's definitely mid-level work.
We'll just talk about their work. Sarah is going to walk up and try to scratch off all of the various types of words.
Shimmer is going to back away from wherever Sarah is.
So Sarah is going to walk up to the wall and attempt to scratch away the painted wards.
Yes.
All right.
Do you need to roll?
Phew. Roll me a survival check.
13.
You reach up and start scratching away at one of the painted boards with your metal finger, and you rub right through it. Like it just peels away like dust. And once you're satisfied with it, you wipe your hand across it. The ward is gone. You turn around to tell your friends, and when you go back to point at it, it has reappeared.
Hey guys, look, I've scratched away this. Huh. That's odd. And Sarah's gonna scratch it away again.
Perhaps don't
Sarah,
do
it's
that.
no use. These
It's,
wards,
Little
they'll
machine.
just keep regrowing.
It's also probably best we not mess with the wards anyway. May I suggest that?
Usually that's a good
Well.
idea, yeah.
Since we're down here, we might as well look for that vault. Anybody have any ideas?
I have a bad idea.
It's still an
Let's
idea.
hear it.
Shimmer's gonna pull out bagpipes out of nowhere.
Huh?
Oh my god.
Yes.
And is gonna like blow a little bit in it, try to hear an echo.
Okay. What? You're gonna try and
You're
hear
all
it?
mad.
I don't know why, but it's the only thing I could think to do.
All right. You guys watch as Shimmer pulls out some bagpipes and blows into them. Shimmer, roll me a perception check to see if you hear an echo.
Hearing anything after
Well,
fucking blowing into some bagpipes is impressive.
With a 12, you guys do hear the blast of the bagpipe reverberating down the hall. Just down.
well, I'm not sure the echolocation angle is the way to go here.
You
Yes,
think?
maybe we don't announce ourselves in the place we're not supposed to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a perception check to, or some sort of other check, like insider investigation or something, to see if I can, like, hear which one stopped echoing last, or which way it stopped echoing last. Since we have a binary
I
direction to
will.
choose from.
Yeah. Okay. Roll me an investigation check, and we'll see what happens.
That's a 5.
You know that it stopped echoing just outside this room. Yep.
And it stopped echoing. That's for sure.
All right. Now, so you guys know that this is likely the labyrinth that leads to the vault. You don't have any blueprints for it, as this is a top secret space. So here's what's going to happen. I am going to run the labyrinth encounter. You guys are going to roll me your initiative. And from that initiative, each person in turn is going to give me a skill check. Something like perception, survival, investigation, or anything else that you can convince me would be useful to your work. If you succeed on the DC of the check, you will move forward in the correct direction. If you do not succeed on the DC of the check, you are going to roll me a D6, and from that D6, something environmental will happen.
Okay. Real quick question.
Yes.
Is there a roof on this place over the walls?
Yes.
Like, I wouldn't be able to climb on top of a wall and look around.
You would not.
Okay.
I imagine that all of the wards strewn about would be like the movie 13 Ghosts.
That's what I was thinking too.
It's possible. All right, Shimmer. You are taking the lead. For
I would
whatever
like-
reason.
I'd like to use insight. The logic how labyrinths would best go and work. would
Okay.
make the most sense.
Go ahead and roll me an insight check.
21.
A 21. You lead the team out through the main hallway pretty easily. You can see that there's a dead end in front of you, so you continue down through the corner. You make a right turn and then a left turn, and you find yourself at a T-junction, having led the team successfully towards your destination. At this point,
the junction
I
will.
Sarah steps up.
from a T junction, I think perhaps if I were to make a maze, left is always best. That's a not 20 for I don't know how much.
That
24.
takes your insight to 24. So you lead the team left. Sarah points out that going left is usually the best way inside of a maze, and you follow their direction. Left, right, and then left again, and you find yourselves standing in a closed room. Sarah realizes that they've made a mistake, and they lead you back towards the other way, as this is currently a dead end. And Sarah will lead you down the long hallway towards another junction space. You can see that there is a turn ahead of you and a turn next to you, which will take us to Elise's decision.
She'll stealth up ahead, being sneaky.
Okay. Going to roll a
That one,
Elise.
but 11.
Elise with an 11. I'm going to need you to roll me a d6.
4.
Ooh, a 4. Elise stealths up ahead, and then she comes back to tell the team what she found. And as she does, she sees on the wall behind you a little sign that says exit this way. And she's going to lead the team into what appears to be a large room.
We're not looking for the exit.
No, but you are following Elise, and I need everyone in here to make a wisdom save.
Oh dear God.
Nat 1.
That's not a saving throw.
18.
You'll take the first result or the second result.
Well, the save. So which one's the save?
The save was
Alright.
the second result, a 15.
Got it. Thaddeus a 10, Shimmer a 3, Elise an 18, Sarah a 15. Elise, you step into the room, realize that there are no exits, and immediately turn around to head for the other door. Sarah, you follow them. Unfortunately, Thaddeus and Shimmer aren't quick enough and find themselves locked in.
Well then.
Fantastic drawing of a door.
Thank you. Thank you. Thaddeus and Shimmer, you look around and you see nothing but 4 solid walls surrounding you. There's not even the door where you know you came in.
I'm gonna push my
Well.
body against all 4 walls and just kind of drag my body against them and walk in a circle.
Unfortunately, as you start doing this, every step you take from where you push yourself against the wall, water starts pouring in.
I back away once I notice this.
Roll me a dex save to see how many times you touched the wall before you stopped.
15.
15 is pretty good, so I will say that there are 3 holes currently pouring water into this room. It is now up to your ankles. What would you two like to do?
I noticed them.
You see them
Sure.
standing in this room. There is, as far as you are concerned, Sarah, with a 23, they are wandering around inside this room.
I
Do you
will
know how to
ask
breathe
him-
in underwater?
Water.
Because I don't. I'm talking to Thaddeus. Like,
I will call out to them. What water?
in here, you're fine. We'll find our way out.
You do not hear Sarah calling out to you.
Oh, okay.
That's not good.
I would like to call out to Sarah. I'd like to say, hey, Sarah, I don't know if you're there, but we're trapped in this room. We don't see an exit, and there is water filling up right now.
I'd like to prestidigitation
describing-
the walls away, the water.
I'm describing the situation, basically. So if
Got
Sarah
it.
is around, you know.
Hold on. With me being your steel defender, is there anything you can do to, like as far as like a link with me?
Sarah, you can hear Thaddeus just fine.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, is there anything he can do from his end to like see through my eyes or some random shenanigans type stuff? It's on a steel defender, technically.
I don't think that is an ability that they have.
I was just asking.
I don't know, but I don't believe that that is an ability that they possess. Thaddeus and Shimmer, the water is now up to your knees. Roll me a wisdom save.
Six.
Thaddeus, what'd you get?
I got a 12.
Good. Now tell me these things. The water suddenly springs. 2 more spouts start pouring out of the walls, and 1 from the ceiling. The water is now up to your waist.
Shimmer's
What?
gonna start swearing. Just-
What does Elise see?
Elise, you see, well, Thaddeus and Shimmer, what are you guys doing?
Shimmer is kind of raising her arms above the water, trying to like paddle away, absolutely swearing up a storm, looking at all the water spouts frantically. She is also gonna reach for her neck a little bit, but not do anything.
That is what you see, Elise. You see Thaddeus and Shimmer apparently wading, not waiting.
But Elise sees the water, or does not see the water.
There is
Just
no
seems
water
like
for
him-
you.
Waiting in nothing.
Yep.
What are you two doing? What is this?
I guess at this point, since I've already tried to call out, I will just walk back into the room.
Yeah, all right. You walk back into the room. Roll me a wisdom save.
Oh dear God. Save wisdom. Cross my fingers. 19.
Cool. You are just fine. Thaddeus, you are
Standing
now
right next to
underwater.
them. I will be like, "What are you guys panicking about?"
They cannot hear you. Thaddeus, you are now underwater unless you're swimming, and Shimmer, the water is now up to your neck.
I am indeed swimming, and I'm also relaying everything that I'm experiencing in case Sarah can hear.
Sarah, you see Thaddeus kicking his feet while he's standing on the ground, as if he's trying to tread water.
I'm going to grab him by the back of his shirt collar and just kind of walk out of the hallway.
Thaddeus, roll me a wisdom save.
14.
Thaddeus, a monster's got you. You think a shark is pulling you down. Something's got you by the back of the neck. You can't quite see what it is. It's a shadowy figure.
Can I tell
It's
that
pulling
he's
you
being
toward the
attacked by a
wall.
monster?
Shimmer, you see Thaddeus getting pulled towards the wall by a shadowy figure underwater.
Thaddeus.
It's all murky water. You can't tell what you're looking at.
There's also no light in here.
I think Elise is like smart enough to realize what's going on, and she's gonna use her telekinesis to pull Thaddeus out of the room.
Oh, okay. Telekinesis. How much weight can that move?
As a bonus action, you can try to telekinetically shove, and it does say toward or away from you.
Okay.
The DC of the if he's not trying to automatically fail to save, he has to make a DC. What? 11 plus 5, so 16. He has to make a DC 16 strength check that he can voluntarily fail, and he'll move 5.
Okay. Thaddeus, you are being pulled by a shadow creature towards a wall, and you suddenly feel like an invisible force tugging at you. Make me a strength check.
Yeah, now you're getting attacked by
Nat
not
20.
two invisible monsters.
You not only resist the invisible force, but you manage to free yourself from the shadow monster.
Damn it, I'm trying to help you.
Shimmer, your head is also now underwater. Or would
I'm
be.
swimming.
Yep. Okay.
At this point, I would like to relay everything that I heard in case Sarah hears, and I'd like to say if Sarah is around and I can't, perceive her, would I know that? Then I would ask that they tap on, basically tap me like 3 times.
I'm gonna smack him on the ass 3 times.
As you do this, Thaddeus and Shimmer, I need you both to roll me a wisdom check. Wisdom save.
Okay.
Sorry, wisdom save.
8.
13.
Y'all can't make this save to save your lives.
The water has now reached the ceiling.
Hold on. Can he have advantage? Because I did respond to his thing by touching him 3 times.
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay.
Not yet. I'll give it to him on the next one. But I need both of you to make a Constitution save as you start holding your breath.
That was by accident, sorry.
3.
That was
I'm really about
also
to
by
cast sleep
accident,
on you
sorry.
guys.
Apparently, was it a Constitution check or save?
A save.
Yeah, that was
what's the
also
difference
by
be-
accident.
Yeah, what's the difference between your check and your save?
6.
You both are going to start drowning as you accidentally take a breath of water. Sarah, you see Thaddeus take a deep breath and then stop breathing. Thaddeus,
Shimmer is going to try and press her face against any part that could potentially have a tiny bit of water. Kind of trying to go against the ceiling.
Elise, you see Shimmer and Thaddeus, their arms and legs like flailing, attempting to. You watch as Shimmer looks like they're like suckling the air above them.
Yeah, we're gonna telekinetically pull on Shimmer this time, and it I think as a last resort, something she might end up doing if this doesn't work out is just casting sleep on them too.
Okay. So, Shimmer, you feel an invisible force tugging at you underwater. Make me a strength check. Strength
Can I
save.
ask for, can I purposefully have disadvantage? Because I feel like I'm drowning.
Nope.
Damn it. Oh well, I have minus
You,
1 anyway.
Unfortunately,
Fine.
your mind is jumbled, so you don't know what this is. You failed anyway, though. You find yourself pulled towards the wall and out of the wall. And roll me one last wisdom save.
6.
You still have not remembered to take a breath. You are not underwater anymore, but you haven't breathed yet. Thaddeus, you feel the 3 taps on you as the shadow monster under the water smacks you on the butt. Roll me a wisdom save with advantage.
$16.
Excellent. All of a sudden, you're standing on the ground. The water around
he
you is
standing?
gone. He
I
is.
feel like he would be laying down with all the flailing he's been doing.
Yeah. All right. Thaddeus, you find yourself prone, looking up at Sarah, bone dry. The water in your lungs has dissipated. You are breathing the air. You are fine. There's the opening that you walked in. Like, you're all good.
Get me out of here.
You're traumatized, but you're all good.
I'm gonna help him out.
Shimmer's
All
gonna
right.
turn over once she realizes that she's no longer in the water and just start coughing.
Shimmer is going to roll me a Constitution save.
That is terrible. 3 again.
Shimmer, you're going to take 2 points of damage as your lungs start burning and you instinctively take a breath and find yourself completely free. There's oxygen. Your eyes open. You're not you're not underwater. It's not dark. You're standing in the dim light of Elise's moonlit rapier.
Now, what was all that about?
I'm trying to.
Okay. I will explain
gonna
when I
look
regain
back.
consciousness, but let's not go back in that room.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you are conscious, friend.
you're just not laying down.
I know. Let's go.
Shimmer's gonna stand up very shakily.
At least I'll help her up.
Thank you.
Nice. All right. Congratulations on surviving that particular room. Thaddeus, I believe it is your turn to decide where to go.
I am going to use Arcana to try to divine from the runes to see if there is some sort of pattern that points the correct way to go.
That's a cool idea.
All right.
I want to give him an inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You get an inspiration dice and go ahead and roll me Arcana.
Can I use that inspiration dice right now to roll with advantage?
Yes, you can.
I would like to do that.
Go for it.
$18.
18. All right. You know, right, that this is the work of your coworker Thalion, and you know that Thalion does a rush job, and he often leaves himself shortcuts. So that he can little marks to see where he left off and where he needs to continue. Just little markers, and you can see his particular signature. The 2 little arrows pointing away from the direction you came from. You would say that following them leads to a fair distance. As you go in, you make a left and a right, and you continue following your way along the walls, making another right, a left, a right, a left, a right, a left, a right, a left. And that's where Thalion's work stops. You find yourself at a small juncture. You have a left path and a right path. You're not quite sure which one you need to go through. That would take us to Shimmer's turn.
I I guess I will I guess I'll use like perception to oh actually it's dark, I can't see anything.
I
You
got
do have
saber still.
yeah. You have some dim light from Elise's moonlit rapier.
I want to use insight again, but like I can't think of explanation for why that would work with these two.
Can you think of anything else?
Not really.
You can use something as simple as perception.
Yeah, but I'm bad at that.
You could use something like you could try acrobatics. That could be fun.
And how would acrobatics work?
I was considering it, trying to figure out, but I was trying to figure out how it would work, and I don't.
I don't think
Run on the walls.
Yeah, run on the wall.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm running on the wall.
You
19.
Nice. You watch as Shimmer takes a running start, and she starts to go left. She jumps off of the wall as she sees that it's a dead end. She does a little backflip thing, and then she starts going right. And she goes, and she goes, and she goes, and you guys watch as she just kind of disappears into the darkness until she makes it all the way to another junction.
that's certainly a way to travel around.
Yeah, she's just literally bouncing off the walls. She completely ignores an open room at her side. You guys don't have to worry about that. But you're standing at another junction. Let's see. It's Sarah's turn.
Yep. Sarah is going to try and mimic that amazing display.
Sarah is going to attempt to use acrobatics to discover the way.
Yes. 23.
With a
I
23.
cast jump on Sarah.
I see
What?
it and I get inspired to do it myself.
Whee!
Actually, I also would like to, for no reason, have casted jump on myself. I can cast it at will. So,
You watch as Sarah takes off for a second down this short hallway. You watch as they bounce in, decide not to go that way, come back, bounce in, decide not to go that way, come back, bounce in, decide not to go that way, come back. And then they just bolt down and around the corner. And as you follow them, you find yourself in front of two very large, heavy metal doors.
Is there any keyholes?
Roll me a perception check. Or investigation.
I'll definitely go with perception. 19?
19. You look at it. You don't see two keyholes. You see 12.
That
They're
doesn't make
spaced
sense.
evenly, 6 on each door, 2 by 3.
Anybody know any magical lock opening spells?
unfortunately not.
Surprisingly, I do not. I just have my talents.
I've got a hammer.
Can I hammer?
Let's not use the hammer.
I'm going to investigate the doors and see if there's anything that would indicate maybe some of these keyholes are false.
Okay. All right. You walk up close to the doors and roll me an investigation.
And these are all very, very real keyholes. And there is just nothing special about them at all.
You walk up and you investigate the keyholes. You can definitely see that these are all real keyholes. They're all in depth. Like they would all appear to accept a key.
I'd like to examine the door and see if there's anything that you can fit, like, say a small piece of jewelry through.
Like a gap in the door.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Or anything that is there any light shining on the other side? Maybe.
You do not see any light through the keyholes.
Can I use my history to see if I remember anything specific about this particular design?
In just a second. Shimmer, go ahead and
Okay.
roll me your investigation to see if there's a space to put jewelry through the door.
19.
You go over this door to the best of your ability, and you cannot find any gaps whatsoever. This door appears to be completely form-fitted to the space that it is covering. Very well constructed.
Oh, this is bullshit.
Yes, how dare there not be a gap in the vault door?
Yeah.
Yeah,
At least
it's really inconvenient for us there for there not to be.
Yeah.
rude, very inconsiderate.
I'm gonna kick the door.
Elise is going to carefully examine each of the keyholes to see if any of them are specifically, to see if any of these keyholes are, trapped or otherwise, like harmful to use.
Okay. Roll me investigation or sleight of hand.
Let's go investigation.
And then, okay. You're going to start going through those keyholes. And as you do that, Thaddeus, go ahead and roll me your history check.
17.
And 24 on the investigation.
Got it. Okay, so Thaddeus, with your history check, you recognize these as the latest prototype of the Arum gates. You know that only 2 of these keyholes are real, and all of the other ones will trigger some nefarious defense. Elise, with your 24, you start going through. You notice that some of these keyholes are definitely more warded than the others. They have a tighter concentration of inscriptions. You find a faint scratch mark where somebody may have missed a key as they go to put it in on the door on the left. You believe that you have found the real keyhole on the left door.
All right, she'll slide that key, the key that she has, into that hole.
All right. Nothing happens.
And she's not going to turn it yet until they find the other keyhole.
There are no such scratch marks on the right door.
How do you know that's the right keyhole? There's like 12 of them. Do we need all 12 keys?
There are
No,
keys and
this is an
12 keys.
Aurum gate. It's a prototype. You only need 2 keys. However, if we put them in the wrong holes, it will trigger some nefarious, dastardly thing.
Nefarious dastardly thing. Those are usually bad.
I know.
In fact, Thaddeus, with your history check, you would know that one of these keyholes sprays an acid on whoever turns it incorrectly.
I'm not going to tell them that.
Yeah, but you know it. All right. So you believe you have found the correct keyhole on the left door. You now have 6 open keyholes on the right door. What would you like to do?
I've got nothing useful.
I'm not the smartest, but I'll make an Intercarno roll.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, an 11.
You look at these keyholes, And with your Arcana, you definitely see the bottom two, the two that are closest to you, the best. And you're pretty sure that one of them has one less ward inscribed on it than the other one, and you're pretty sure that makes it the right keyhole.
Hey, Thaddeus. Elise. I'm pretty sure that one of these bottom two, the right one over here, because it has like a less word. I kind of already forgot which one it was. Can you two take a look at it?
At least we'll take a look at it.
They're in a grid form, so you'd be looking at bottom left. Go ahead and roll me your investigation or sleight of hand, Elise. Or however else you want to, look at it.
Thank goodness I've got like this crazy high bonus because I rolled only a 5 on it with advantage for a total of 16.
With 16, you look at it. You take what Sarah said to consideration. They are correct. It does have slightly less inscriptions on it, but you also notice that it has the same amount of inscriptions as the one above it.
Can I compare the locks to the one that has the keyhole in it? Like, go back and forth and look at each keyhole.
Like count the number of inscriptions on the keyhole that we know is the right one, and then count the number of keyholes on all the other ones to see if there's any that match.
Yes.
Like, shape.
Go ahead. Roll me
was
an intelligence check.
intelligence, straight intelligence. I have a +0 to that.
So do I.
9. I was hoping for investigation because I at least have a +1.
Shimmer, in the dim light that is coming off of these, the longer you stare at these keyholes, the more befuddling they become. Like, you're pretty sure you counted 9 on that one, but as you go back to it after counting 8 on the other one, suddenly you count 10. And then on the next one, there might be 11, but you're not sure if that one's actually a ward or not. It's tough.
This has always been other people's jobs. She's gonna put her hand on her head, as if, like, pinch the bridge of her nose.
I would like to roll Arcana to see if I can notice a distinct pattern in the Aurum Gate's defense mechanisms.
Okay. Roll me an Arcana check, and we'll see what happens.
16.
You stare at the gate with a 16 on Arcana. You take a look at the left side where the keyhole has already been selected, and you take a look at it. You go back to the right side. You see the 2 keyholes that Elise has discovered are almost identical. You find the points that Sarah pointed out, and they are correct. Those 2 keyholes do have less wards on them than the other 4, and they are similar to the one that already was selected on the left side. It's going to be 50-50. Roll me an intelligence check, Thaddeus.
14.
All right. Thaddeus, you point at the... Do you point at the top keyhole? Do you point at the middle or the bottom left keyhole?
I'm going to go with the bottom left keyhole.
All right. Thaddeus points at the bottom left keyhole, the one that Sarah initially pointed out. And he is sure that is the correct keyhole. What are you going to do with it?
Well, we have one person here who's very good at picking locks.
Yeah.
Would you like for me to test to see if it's the right one first?
At least, so he thinks it's the one that doesn't look the same, or it does look the same.
It does look the same.
It does look the same, right?
Yep.
So
it's
at least you're gonna
extremely
say-
similar.
So one of us will need to operate that key, and I can try to pick the lock from over there. Everyone else stand back.
will stand back as ordered.
Since I'm choosing this, I'm going to order Sarah to do the other lock.
All right. I will await a order to turn the lock.
All right. Elise is going to pick a lock, and Sarah is going to turn the key. So,
Yeah, she's gonna be
I will
from
wait
a
for,
distance.
Yeah, I'll wait for Elise to say turn it now.
All right, and she'll give the now whenever she's picking the lock. You want
Okay.
a sleight of hand or
I
Thieves'
will need
tools?
I will need sleight of hand for you to pick the lock. Yes.
All right.
That would be if you have your proficiency with it.
Okay.
Yeah,
13.
all that. Sarah, roll me a dex to turn the key.
Don't you usually have an advantage with sleight of hand?
I have advantage on stealth
Oh,
and investigation.
I accidentally backed out of my character sheet. Sorry. A
Yep,
dexterity
that's okay.
check. Save.
Roll me a dex check to turn the key at the same time Elise is picking the lock.
19.
You turn the key, and you hear a click from your side, and you hear a clunk from Elise's side as they unfortunately fail to pick the lock. And from the sides of you, the two statues that are guarding this door, you watch as they raise the two axes in their hands.
Ha ha ha. Good thing we already have the initiative rolled.
And that's where we're going to end the session.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Cliffhanger.
Tune in next week, same Regate time, same Regate podcast.
Will our heist masters be able to survive these animated statues? Will the vault door explode? Find out next week.
I'm sure we will.
I mean, we could get through the vaulted door if it's blown up at least.
That's true.
Anyway,
Can indeed get inside if there's no door.
you can leave a rating or leave a review or come join us in the Discord to, talk with us in the cast and see how everything's going on this side of the world. Thanks for listening.